This was me 2 months ago, petless. If you're like me and Jagex has rigged the RNG on your account so that you never get any pets, don't worry, I got your back.
I can lift you up, I can show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be.
To eliminate RNG on your very first pet, we are going to go for the Chaos Elemental by killing the Chaos Fanatic with a 1 in 1000 drop rate. You can kill the Chaos Fanatic almost 50 to 60 times an hour, meaning if you were to go to the 1000 kill drop rate, it would only take you approximately 20 hours. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's in the wilderness. I don't know how to PK. Well, guess what? I don't know how to PK either, and I got that bad boy real quick fast. I'm going to give you the down low on what you need and how to do it. The Chaos Elemental is the fastest pet for pretty much any account to get and is very accessible from a stats and gear perspective. The only real requirement I'm going to recommend is 37 prayer for protect from magic. Other than that, you're going to want to bring the best range gear that you're willing to risk in the wilderness, but if you truly want the Chaos Elemental fast, you're going to want to head to the GE and grab yourself a crossbow. It is by far the best investment you're going to make to get yourself the Chaos Elemental pet quickly. The gear I found to be most efficient and low risk is the gear you see here on screen. My 3 protected items are a crossbow, a necklace of anguish, and my archer's ring. A +1 if I am protecting item when I die is my accumulator. Overall, with this setup, I'm only risking some black d-hide, snakeskin boots, and a snakeskin headband, which only amounts to about 15k total.
I've been throw up the sex in and I can put you in.
In a nutshell, the key pro strats are to recharge your prayer at the Chaos Altar when you run out, hop between 2 worlds to increase the speed of your kills, and to have a ball in inventory so that there is 0 chance a PKer can kill you. Later in this video, there are a lot of little tips that I will share about this process to increase your chances of success, but for now, let's go over what you want in your inventory. For killing the Chaos Fanatic, depending on how long you want your trips, you want 1 to 2 Divine Ranging Pots to max your DPS. You want maybe 1 extra prayer pot just to finish kills if you're getting low before you want to go recharge. The key to this inventory though is having 2 Sara Brews, 1 restore, and 1 stamina pot, with the rest being sharks or better with 2 to 3 cooked karambwans. Now if you've been watching this clip at all, you will realize that I'm not a great PKer, nor do I know how to tank very well, but because I have my inventory optimized with the karambwans and the Sara Brews, I'm able to escape 90% of PKers, only dying 3 times throughout this entire 1500 kill grind. Simply because the route to escape is not very far. The only way that you will really get PK'd is if you get teleblocked. And if you get teleblocked, that's okay, because I mean, at the end of the day, if you die with this setup, you're only losing about like 50k, and most of that is in supplies or the drops that you collected. A super important tip with this setup is that if you are using a crossbow, you will lose the 1000 Revenant Ether it takes to charge the crossbow, and then any additional charges that you put into that afterwards. To minimize losses from this, I recommend only using about 500 to 600 Revenant Ether per trip. Quickly, let's go over the 2 main boss mechanics. So I mentioned earlier that we were going to go over some little tips to get the pro strats down. Well, guess what? It's later.
Ready to play, let's have it, move that swing in the day. In the land of Fu Manchu, the girls all now do do do. Clap their hands in the center of the floor, saying ding ding hop, do it wing all night.
Tip number 1. When you are recharging your prayer at the Chaos Temple, realize that is a multi-zone, so be ready to click out of the multi-zone or log out ASAP if you see a PKer. Tip number 2 is just going to make your life a whole lot easier when playing RuneScape in general. Open up your RuneLite plugins, go to stretched mode, and increase resizable scaling. This will increase your prayer size, your inventory item sizes. This way when you're doing gear switches, prayer flick, clicking. It just makes it a whole lot easier because you have a way bigger target to aim for. Now, if you play in a fixed mode on RuneScape, then it doesn't matter, but I like to play full screen and I like increasing this HUD size so that I have bigger targets to click on. Bonus tip, make sure to always chirp pkers when they are attacking you. It is just way more fun. Tip number 3 is to stand behind this crystal here as a safe spot when hopping worlds. This way you do not take damage from the Chaos Fanatic before you can put on your Protect from Magic. Tip number 4, if you're not too busy watching some YouTube videos or Netflix while you're killing this boss, then you can flick your prayers to save some prayer for recharging at the Chaos Altar. Tip number 5 is to just call it a night sometimes when the wilderness is bumping. Sometimes on weekends or real busy times, there's just a lot of PKers out and it is not a good time to farm at the Chaos Fanatic or any wilderness bosses. So just call it a night sometimes and go do something else. The most important thing to remember is to just not give up. Chip away at it consistently and you will get the pet, even if you go dry like me. 20 hours for a pet is a very short amount of time when comparing to other pet grinds. And my last and final words of advice on this grind is to make sure you're not selling your shard drops too low. The GE price is only around 400 to 600k right now. They were actually around like 300k when I was doing this grind. But whenever I put them in the GE, I could usually sell them for between 1.5 and 3 mil. So put those things in, let them sit overnight, and you're going to make some money during this grind. Support me, support the channel, support yourself. Let's go. Peace.